Beloved station, Radio Cayman.
The voice,
the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the record.
For the record. For the record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Ort Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees. So fair. Today is Wednesday, the 10th day of August. 10th day of August, 2022, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful evening. Those of you who are not scared of lightning and thunder, of course, so it may not have been so peaceful, to some, but we hope and we trust that you survived and you're here with us today. We hope those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, we hope also that you observe the rules of the road, whether you're a pedestrian or a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle. Please, please, please be extremely cautious. Ensure you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday. And we also want to remind you that the birthday shout-outs on For the Record are proudly brought to you by life insurance agents Michael Webster and Randall Lawson from Cayman Insurance Center. They remind you, don't take chances with your family's future. So if you're celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday. Or if you celebrated one over the past few days, a belated happy birthday to you as well. Those of you who have lost loved ones, and we note that several families in the Cayman Islands have lost loved ones over the past few days, past few weeks as well. You heard the long list that Miss Susan announced this morning as well. So we want to express our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and also that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill, either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Ort Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, the phone lines are open, and again this morning, it is that beautiful radio voice of Miss Susan Watson waiting to take your calls. You can call us on a toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us 925-3261, where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. So let's look at some birthday celebrations today. On Facebook here, we see Kenneth Ebanks, who celebrating a birthday today. Also, Carmen Borden celebrating a birthday today. Later in August, who do we have? Tomorrow, Jay Mehta and Jay Mehta and Richard Ramjit. They're celebrating a birthday tomorrow as well. Let's also take a look at some of the celebrities celebrating a. If you're into celebrities, also Antonio Banderas celebrating a birthday today. Angie Harmon celebrating a birthday. The late President, 31st President of the United States, Herbert Hoover, he was born on the 10th of August, 1874 as well. Jay Morant from South Carolina, born in South Carolina. Brenton Thwaites, also celebrating a birthday. Ryan Eagold. Bridget Lunn Payne, Devon Oike, Lucas Till, Bernardo Silva, he's a footballer as well. Eddie Fisher, he was born in 1928. Of course, he passed away on the 22nd of September in 2010. Roy Keane, one of the most successful footballers from Ireland. He was born on the 10th of August 1971 in Cork, Ireland as well. Jimmy Dean, late Jimmy Dean, born also on the 10th of August, passed away on the 13th of June 2010 as well. Susan Collins, Charlie Dimmock, Jack Haley, Don Swayze, Norma Shearer. Michael Bevins, he was born in Boston, Massachusetts in 1968, 10th of August, 1968. If you're into American football, Dalvin Cook, he was born Miami, Florida, 1995 as well. So we have several. Here's another one that you may be familiar with. Riddick Bowe, remember him? He was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1967 as well. Riddick Bowe, a boxer. So we have several there. So, Ms. Susan, before I introduce my guest this morning, what we're going to do is we're going to take that commercial break. And when we return, I have my usual guest in the studio, and I will make that introduction. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back immediately after this short commercial break.
Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Along with emancipation, The 1830s brought forth two other key institutions to the Cayman Islands, churches and schools. The first clergyman in the Cayman Islands was Reverend Thomas Sharp, who arrived in December 1831, coincidentally the same month as the new legislature convened. The arrival of Reverend Sharp was in response to the desire by Caymanians for a resident minister and was part of the expansion of the Church of England following the appointment of Jamaica's first bishop, Christopher Lipscomb, in 1824. Reverend Sharp held his first service on Christmas Day, 1831. Although he made good progress, relations were not always great, and Bishop Lipscomb would later learn that the assembly had not been forthcoming towards the stipend to which they had previously promised. Reverend Sharp would resign in 1834 to take up a new position at a church in Westmoreland, Jamaica, and was replaced by Reverend David Wilson in 1836.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Register. Get your clues. Start your engines. Find the answers. The Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally is back. Exciting questions, exciting answers, exciting prizes for rally car theme, rally preparation, rally spirit, gumball rally accuracy, and more. Same day registration, 11:30 a.m. Start line Cricket Square. Start time 12:30 p.m. Saturday, September 17th. Find Gumball Rally finish line and win. Space is limited. Pre-register now. Only $125 per entry. Up to 4 persons per rally car. Email rotarycentralky@gmail.com. The Rotary Central Gumball Car Rally. A fun event, not a race event. Rotary. All the good you imagine.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vampt Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vampt Motors, Walkers Road.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
JN Money, money touchdown. Send the money now, reach wow. You say you need some money, JN Money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash, or use your money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch roof, No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
Hi, I'm Life Insurance Agent Michael Webster.
And I am Randy Lawson from Cayman Insurance Center.
Proud sponsors of the birthday shoutouts on For the Record.
Whether you're another year older or just a year wiser,
making sure your family is protected is a pretty wise choice. I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
And I am Randy Lawson at 322-2145. Give us a call today to find out how you can better secure your family's future.
Cayman Insurance Center, protecting you and your family so you can take back your future.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Before I introduce my guest, I want to point out to you some other birthday greetings that we have as well. And I mentioned Mr. Kenneth Ebanks earlier, but I didn't want to say any more because I wasn't sure whether or not it was the same person that I was thinking of. But I'm going to add some more information to that Kenneth Ebanks birthday shout out as well. And that the shout outs are coming from Reese, his son, to his father, Kenneth Clydas Ebanks. And so it's coming from Reese, Sasha, Cameron, and Jesse. And they are pointing out that Mr. Kenneth Ebanks Clydas is also a former West Bay celebrity footballer in his heyday as well. Also, we have been asked to send out birthday greetings to Miss Oldie Dixon, whose birthday is today, and Miss Oldie Dixon in Bodden Town as well. So, Miss Oldie, happy birthday to you today also. So, without any further ado, because we have about 6-7 minutes and we will be going to our 8 o'clock news, but it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me again this morning, Dr. Steve McField. Doc, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. I see you're dressed casual this morning, so that probably means no court today.
No court today, no court this week, no court next week.
Okay.
Court maybe the next week after, it depends on what happens. But good morning to you and good morning to all your listeners in the For the Record land, and all the people in the Cayman diaspora, and all those other people who listens to you Wednesdays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's good to be back again. It was so interesting with the skit there about the historical skit there about Reverend Sharp, was it?
Oh, yes.
And I wonder if things have changed when he came in 1831. In 1831. You know the story about that. Well, we had no minister here.
Okay.
And the people said they needed a man of the cloth to come to preach to them, and the legislative assembly of the time said they would guarantee his salary, his wages to come to set up the church. So he came with the intention of the legislative assembly paying him. I think it was something over £100 a year, something like that. Just over £100 a year, something like that. And, of course, they reneged After he got here, they wouldn't pay him.
Wow.
They wouldn't. They didn't. They said that they couldn't. They didn't want to pay him that money, and he left and went to and got a job in Westmoreland in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if things have changed. It looks to me that 180 years later, we still have some semblance of the assembly making promises to people and not keeping them. Keeping them. And that brings me to something that perhaps we can have a discussion on it briefly, or I don't know if we could prolong discussion about what the Honorable Deputy Premier said and the Minister of Border Control and Finance. He asked a rhetorical question, who are we developing for? And of course, there is an article also in the Loop magazine or the Loop News about the same thing. But that was in relation to the development of Georgetown, the redevelopment of Georgetown, or who are we developing for? And it seems to me that, like I tried to answer the question, the rhetorical question, when the deputy premier was on your show. I think it was on Monday. Yes. It's quite obvious who we're developing for, because if our population is growing 1 point something percent, 1.9, I think 1%, the financial secretary said, and the expatriate population is growing 3%. It's obvious that they're not growing they're not developing for us.
And the other question would be, we say, who are we developing for?
Yes.
Are we really developing, or is it someone else doing the development as well? So
developing.
It may be, who are they developing for?
Who are they developing for? Who are they developing for? And also he talks about the number of poor people, the number of poor now, the number of new poor families, not just poor families. I think it's something like 500 or 600 families that are poor and are actually below the poor line. And that brings me to the conclusion that to the uncomfortable truth that poor people have no power. They cannot do anything. They simply follow what they are told. They cannot provide for their own economic security. And that's a problem that we have in Cayman. Even the senior citizens who dedicated their productive years to Cayman are now cast aside, and they have to pay their own wage just as like everybody else. Although they have no economic life, and they're living from month to month in a dignity, and the pittance of some of them that are getting their pensions cannot even sustain them for a week or 2 weeks if there would be a disaster. And that is a problem that we're having, and that is very, 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 very serious. And when it comes to what is happening now, the young people, I would say that the government has to immediately put in place a plan to educate our young people to develop the talents required to drive the economy. If they don't do that, and so that they can have the capacity to help tackle the greatest challenges that we are now facing, which is one of them is global climate change. Yeah. And then you're talking about the city. Well, my studies have shown me that great cities are those with excellent connectiveness, with large number of opportunities, spawning face-to-face physical and interaction between its inhabitants that yield massive benefits. And then I asked, what about the unique districts? What about the unique places in Georgetown? The historical places, are they
being preserved?
Are they being preserved? And the first thing that comes to mind is, have they talked to the people of Georgetown about the plan, how they want Georgetown to be. Because if you don't do that, you're not getting it right from the first time.
Well, you don't have district council, so how can you talk to the people? Anyway, Doc, we've reached that time, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. Just want to say a correction very quickly. That person, Miss Dixon, it is Olsey Dixon, but it was typed into me Oldie. But when I check back on the keyboard, the D and the S are right together, so it's very easy for someone to make a typo, especially if you're dealing with one of those small devices as well. So it is Miss Olsey Dixon who's celebrating a birthday today in Bordentown. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, the conversation with Dr. Steve McField will continue, and I just want to give you a quick preview. Just bear with me, Miss Susan. We're going to look at the Northwestern newspaper as well, August of 1979. Some things in there. There's a big discussion about beauty pageant in Cayman. Recent beauty pageant, but we'll talk about 1979, who was in that pageant. We'll talk about the library, the reading, the front page photograph of Miss Iva Panton, who was the librarian at the time. There are stories in here about in 1979 when Mr. Ezard Miller left government. There are stories in here about Dr. Steve McField, 1979, left government as well. Why did they leave government? Lots of stories in here. We're going to share them with you, so don't change that dial. Listen to the news. When we return, get involved and participate in our discussion. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time now by Foster's is a minute after 8.
All right, class, pay attention. School is back in session, and it's time to get back to school ready with Foster's.
Foster's is embracing school spirit with all the essentials like backpacks, stationery, lunch kits, and more.
And online, treat yourself to our useful back-to-school lunch ideas at livewell.fosters.ky to turn fresh and healthy into full and focused.
And any parents hoping to spend more time at home, there's always fresh delivery from Foster's Go.
Think you got all of that? We'll test you on it later.
Get ready for a great fresh start with Foster's.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Speaker of Parliament, the Honourable Makiba Bush, extends congratulations to the new Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis after a victory in the last general elections. More from Radio Cayman's Shanda Gallego.
Parliament Speaker, the Honourable Makiba Bush, congratulates Dr. Terence Drew in a written letter Monday on his victory at the last elections in St. Kitts and Nevis, becoming the island's 4th Prime Minister. Speaker Bush noted St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, having won 6 of the 11 contested seats on the Twin Islands Federation, is, quote, a clear indication that the people have bestowed their trust in him as their leader. He said it's commendable that he is connected with and considered the future of people as a political party. He said his, quote, noble intention includes but not limited to improving health, providing affordable housing, access to education, ensuring a stronger economy, reducing poverty and creating more jobs is commendable, particularly at this juncture. His overall plans and policies to primarily enhance the lives of the people in his jurisdiction is, quote, most admirable. Speaker Bush went on to say the Cayman Islands, being situated in the Caribbean region and an associate member of CARICOM, wishes Dr. Drew and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis continued success, prosperity and growth during his tenure as the 4th Prime Minister. Shanda Gallego, Radio Cayman News.
And the nomination period is open for the 2022 Older Persons Month Ambassadors. Radio Cayman's April Cummings reports.
Older Persons Month is in October, and each year the Department of Children and Family Services selects individuals in the Cayman Islands community as ambassadors. For 2022, DCFS is inviting nominations for 2 ambassadors to celebrate their achievements, leadership, and or advocacy in supporting older persons and their contributions to our community. The award is given to an individual of good character, 65 years of age or older, for making a substantial impact at a community, district, or national level Council in the Cayman Islands. It recognizes an individual's leadership in the promotion of and participation in charitable causes and organizations in support of older persons. Award rules say recognition will also be given to individuals who advocate to enhance the life of other older persons. The award recognizes the contributions of those in their older years who also contribute to their community by serving all generations. And the nominee should have participated in a broad scope of activities over the course of more than 3 years. The rules say this is not an award for a single event, no matter how well executed. Recognition will be given for leadership and performance for work above and beyond his or her paid profession. And finally, the award will not be given posthumously. You can find the form online at gov.ky. April Cummings, Radio Cayman News.
The deadline is Friday, September 2nd. In regional news, the U.S. Virgin Islands on Tuesday created a new territorial parks system that protects more than 30 acres from commercial development and reserves them for activities including hiking and beaching. Properties that total hundreds of acres were identified in St. Croix, St. John, and St. Thomas, including Great Salt Pond, Oppenheimer Beach, Cas Key, and Banavi Key. Governor Albert Bryan also signed legislation that revises a trust fund board whose 7 members will be responsible for managing and acquiring land. Now with the check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. A BBC investigation has found that systematic torture pervades Russia's prison system. The evidence shows that staff committed abuse, but also deployed other inmates to carry it out in return for privileges. The tactics are often used for forcing confessions. Demonstrators have gathered outside a court in South Africa where more than 60 men are due to appear on immigration and firearm charges. The men have been linked to the sexual assault of a group of women at an abandoned mine near Johannesburg. The Greek Coast Guard says it's searching for up to 50 migrants who are missing from a boat that sank off the island of Karpathos. It says so far 29 people have been rescued. At least 16 people are dead or missing in South Korea after record rainfall caused severe flooding. 3 family members drowned while trapped in their basement apartment, which often serves as low-cost housing in South Korea. A court in Tunisia is reported to have suspended the dismissal of 50 judges who were fired by President Kais Saied 2 months ago. He had accused them of corruption and protecting terrorists. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com. Did you know that ValueMed Pharmacy has a free online prescription service? Managing your health and medical requirements has never been easier with ValueMed. Simply visit value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com and click the Refill Prescriptions tab on our website. Fill in the information for new prescriptions or refills and choose your preferred pickup location. ValueMed on Walkers Road or Boddentown. Then bring in your original prescription from your doctor when picking up. There's no need to stand in line and wait for your prescription. Save time and pick up prescriptions at your convenience by visiting value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Breitling watches are defined by quality, innovation, and style, and you have the chance to win one in August during Kirk Freeport's 50th anniversary sweepstakes. Each month, lucky shoppers have the chance to win a piece of jewelry or a watch from luxury brands. Every purchase of $100 at any Kirk Freeport store gains you entry into the monthly drawing, so stop in today. Next up, September's prize is the Chopard Happy Dreams bracelet. View terms and conditions on KirkFreeport.com.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.ky or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy, now with a new and second location in Governor's Square. The new Healthcare Pharmacy in Governor's Square is open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health.
You know the easiest way to get free food? No, not go steal your neighbor's mango, but plant a tree. Yeah, for real. More trees, more food, less grocery bills. To celebrate Her Majesty Queen Platinum Jubilee, come plant a tree for the Jubilee. Yeah, we need you. Yes, you. Make sure you leave your green mark on the Cayman Islands. Perhaps a mango tree, a legume tree, even a little bit of coconut or cabbage. Is it time we all started eating off the land again? Register your tree and leave your green print at www.gov.ky/National Tree Planting. Or make sure you follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Plant a tree for the Jubilee. Proudly brought to you by the Cayman Islands Government, Ministry for Sustainability and Climate Resiliency. Let's green Cayman now.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning, everyone. Hello? Hello? Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, I see we have just about everyone, and of course Tom drops off, as per usual. Let's just wait a minute here. He always comes right back, and we're almost ready, and... oh, whoever's dog that is, please go on mute. Why won't it let me share my screen? Okay, looks like we're ready to start.
We're like a video conference with no technical issues. CG Britcay. Good like that.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 84 degrees. Relative humidity is 93%. The barometric pressure is 30.01 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east at 6 knots. Overnight low temperature was 75 degrees. Synoptics indicate a decrease in cloudiness and showers expected today as a tropical wave moves further west of the Cayman area over the western Caribbean. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman area moving west. Now the forecast for today calling for partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers. Temperatures today will be in the upper 80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. And the forecast for tonight calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and temperatures falling to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be east to northeast at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will be this afternoon at 2:19. High tide tonight at a minute after 9. The sun will set this evening at 6:55 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6 minutes after 6. And the outlook is calling for light easterly winds from Friday morning as a second tropical wave approaches east of the Cayman area.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning, everyone. Hello? Hello? Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, I see we have just about everyone, and of course Tom drops off, as per usual. Let's just wait a minute here. He always comes right back, and we're almost ready, and... oh, whoever's dog that is, please go on mute. Why won't it let me share my screen? Okay, looks like we're ready to start.
We're like a video conference with no technical issues. CG Britcay. Good like that.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong series. The Cayman Strong series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting goals, adjust as necessary. When goal setting, anticipate ups and downs. Often it will be easier to stick to some goals than others, so allow yourself to have some flexibility in your approach and assessment. Continue to dream and adjust the end game to maintain interest and motivation. Ask yourself, is this really my goal? If it is a goal imposed by others, then consider what may be in it for you. Why would you do this? There is always the option not to do it. Figure out why you're doing it and then go for it.
Change your thinking and change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong series. The Cayman Strong series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Good morning, Cayman Islands. Let's take a look at traffic. Steady traffic coming off of Esteli Tibbetts Highway and continuing on to North Sound Road. As we look to the Eastern Shamrock Road and Rex Creighton Boulevard, traffic steady but flowing. And a little busier traffic on Linford Pearson Highway and also coming off of the Linford Pearson Highway on Agnes Way. Traffic is busy. Busy traffic off of Bobby Thompson Way, slight delays expected. And westbound traffic on Cool Road is busy, and eastbound traffic on Cool Road moving on pretty good. Moderate flow of traffic in both directions on Owen Roberts Drive and also coming from the Westway four-way stop. As we look to Shedden Road, things flowing pretty good. And Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue, traffic is flowing at a good pace. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock. We'll give you another traffic report. Have a good morning and buckle up.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office. Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
From food to construction materials to office supplies, chances are a truck brought it to you. Superior Auto honors the value that the trucking community brings to these islands. Reliable, quality-trained technicians who value your time and aim to get your trucks back in service so you can be continued to be of service to your customers. Specializing in complete Isuzu, Hino, and other models of delivery box trucks and its repairs, including computer diagnostics, mechanical, and body repair. Superior Auto, 525-9571 or 949-9570. Keep on trucking with Superior Auto. Your Radio Cayman 6 p.m. news, Monday through Friday, is brought to you by Logic. Your life connected.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me this morning, Dr. Steve Macfield. I gave you a little teaser earlier when we went to the break for the 8 o'clock news. So we have the Northwester newspaper. Of course, we have our Trade Winds newspaper as well, and there are certain things that happen around this time of the year in the 1960s that we would like to share with you as well. But courtesy of Miss Sharon Ebanks, we have the Northwester magazine that she has so graciously allowed me to have her copies. And for each month, when time allows, I will share with you some of the excerpts and the stories for that particular month. So in 1979, in August of 1979, that's the magazine that we're going to share with you. And I'm going to ask Dr. Macfield to share with you the Miss Cayman pageant that took place there. Now, we know that there's a lot of discussion, a lot of dialogue, a lot of controversy about the current, the most recently held Miss Cayman Universe, I believe it is, Miss Susan, Miss Cayman. But we're not going to get involved in that. And, that may be, discussion for a different day or for some other radio shows, but we're not going to get involved in that. I'm going to share some historical moments with you. So, Doc, tell us in August of 1979, who were the contestants for the Miss Cayman pageant and who the eventual winner was as well.
For July.
In July.
1979, yes.
Yeah. But this was published in August of 1979.
It says 6 finalists for Miss Cayman title. That's the story. Then it says, who will be Miss Cayman Islands 1979? No one is more excited about the outcome of that question than the 6 girls competing for the title in the final round of the annual beauty pageant scheduled for July 27th. Anne Lawrence, Devon Butler, Bordentown, Dorothy Rose Ebanks of Georgetown, Jennifer Jackson, and Julian DaCosta of West Bay, and Mona Ramjeet of Cayman Brac. The successful finalists were chosen in early July in a semi-final contest from among 9 contestants. The gala, even held at the Royal Palms Hotel, was the first of a 3-week program organized by the Cayman Islands JCs, the local service club which sponsors the pageant annually. The girls were judged on aptitude, poise, and beauty, and made 3 individual appearances on stage, aided and abetted by a large, enthusiastic audience and smooth-talking master of ceremonies Eric Joseph, well-known community participant from the architectural form of Chalmers, Gibbs, Martin, and Joseph. Providing a running commentary on the girls' attire on each occasion was the lovely Miss Cayman Brac, 1978, Monica Ramjeet. The panel of 5 judges included 2 volunteers from the audience, George Sinclair, an asphalt paving contractor from Channel View, Texas, who has been coming to the Cayman Islands since 1968, and Dr. Jillian Bacchus of Atlanta, Georgia, a public relations and advertising professor at Atlanta University. And the local judges were Mistress Melanie Leacock, ticketing and sales supervisor with Cayman Airways, who in 1968 had placed at first runner-up in the Miss Jamaica contest. Edward Solomon, well-known artist and owner of artist and owner of Arbas, which specializes in turning out chic, well-dressed men and women, and Miss Mistress Ume Kapoor, the Sari lady, now working as a reading specialist at the Georgetown Primary School. The format was this year was for the first appearances in casual wear, underwent a pleasing change which obviously delighted the audience. Following introduction by Mr. Joseph, the girls were engaged in a brief conversation based on the personal information he had supplied with concerning their jobs, ambitions, and position and pastimes. 19-year-old Annie Lawrence, sales manager of the jewelry department at Treasure Cove, was questioned on the plans to become certified as a gemologist by the Gemology Institute of America.
And that Anne Lawrence is now Anne Rice.
Anne Rice, yes. Expressing her preference for the sales field. No, she did not know any women gemologists, but all the men who had met in the field were very, very handsome. She quipped. 20-year-old Devon Watler, a flight attendant with Cayman Airways, said she intended to make a career of the present job. How could she handle an extremely nervous passenger? I'd sit beside him and hold his hand, was her pert reply. Dorothy Rose Banks, an 18-year-old PABX operator and clerk typist with Cable and Wireless, said she wanted to become a legal secretary because it meant more responsibility than her present position. Playing the clarinet did not tickle one's lips if you'd learn to do it in the proper way, she told the MC. 21-year-old Jennifer Jackson, a higher executive officer of the Department of Finance, said she planned to seek further qualifications, either a master's degree in economics or a certificate in education. If she chooses the former, what then? Well, one day I'd like to be the first woman financial secretary of the Cayman Islands, she said.
Mm-hmm. Came pretty close, too.
Came pretty close, yes. Julene DaCosta, newly appointed assistant advertising and sales manager with the Cayman Times, said her plans right now were to be successful at her job. The 20-year-old said she had no previous experience in the sales field other than management of a family store in her hometown for 3 years, but I can sell, she asserted confidently. 19-year-old Monica Ramjeet, a student at the University of Tampa with plans to become an elementary teacher, said she did not plan at the time to discontinue her studies if she won the crown, though she would have to take time off to attend the Miss World pageant. The second runner-up in the 1979 Miss Cayman BRAC contest, she said she entered the pageant because she felt the BRAC ought to be represented. After all, it is the Miss Cayman Islands title, and the BRAC is a part of the Cayman Islands, she said. Unfortunately, the 17-year-old beauty chosen to represent that island did not meet the year age requirement for the Miss Cayman Islands and the Miss World competition.
Probably was too young.
Yes. Florence Walters of Georgetown listed her occupation as being a new reporter with the Cayman Islands, with the Cayman Times, a post she would be taking up before the contest was over. She explained she preferred journalism to her current post of secretary to a firm of accountants. She said, and firmly stated that her view that any censorship of the news by any group or media was, in the opinion, detrimental to the principles of democracy. 18-year-old Juanita Ebanks of Georgetown, a student at the Cayman Islands Community College, said she wanted to become a secretary. What kind of firm would she like to work for? legal, accountants, architects, of course, she said. Brenda Carter of East End, an 18-year-old clerk typist with Dow Banking, said she wanted to become a legal secretary. Would she consider cycling, one of her pastimes, as a possible means of daily transport from her home in the energy crisis? Worse, if the energy crisis worsened, no, it would take for too long to get to my job, and I might be late, she said. In the interview in the 3 weeks, the finalists will participate in a busy program, including boat rides, tea parties, motorcade beginning at the Lighthouse Club in Breakers and terminating at Pedro Castle with a disco night and cocktail party hosted by His Excellency the Governor, Mr. Thomas Russell. 6 local businesses have undertaken to sponsor the girls, contributing $300 each to the expenses of their wardrobes. Treasure Cove, Annie, Overton Traders, Devon, Prudential Assurance, Mona, Pace Setters, Jennifer, A.L. Thompson, Dorothy, and Kay's Fabrics, Jolene. In addition, a long list of others, including 2 restaurants and dining places, have already contributed to the growing prize list. Topping the ladder, of course, is the opportunity for the Queen to travel to London to represent the islands in the Miss World Beauty Pageant, November 5th to 15th. That title is currently held by 20-year-old Silvana Suarez, a third-year student of architecture from Cordova, Argentina.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you there, Doc, so we can take a commercial break. Folks, when we return, we will continue to share articles from the Northwestern newspaper. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
60 and bossy with J and money. Win a trip, it easy, trust me. Yeah. Come on, just send some money. A instant entry. Look how you're lucky. Bossy, J and money, bossy. J and money, send you go a yard. Scene, bossy, Jamaica well bossy. 60 and bossy. We well proudy.
Celebrate Jamaica 60 with J and money for a chance to win a dream vacation for 2 to Jamaica, including airfare, resort stay, and more. Send money for a chance to win. Your loved ones will also be entered for a chance to win a brand new car. Competition runs from now until December 24th. J and money 60 and bossy enough.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at J and Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Bossy, Jamaica well bossy. 60 and bossy.
No J and bank account required.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
System 1 loaded. 1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the record.
This is For the Record with Ort Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Doc, do you have is there still a little bit more left to that article?
No,
that's it. Okay, so we'll share something with you.
But we have the 6 runner-ups too. Also, there's a full page to them.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like to share that with them
Okay.
Okay, let me do this first, though. And this is, of course, I've referred to Wikipedia here, and we hope that it has been properly updated, but just some historical information. They talk about the fact that the Miss Cayman Islands organization formed in 1977, but we know that we had beauty contests, long, before that. Every agriculture show, that was when they, which would have been on Ash Wednesdays, that was when we also had our beauty contest. So you have people like the late Edna Moyle, who was a beauty pageant winner, and several others as well. I'll try to find those. But with the formation of the Miss Cayman Islands organization, so the title holders in the year 1977, we had Patricia Jane Jackson Patino from Georgetown. 1978, Wendy Lorraine Dakin. 1979, the one that you just shared with us, that article, Jennifer Pearl Jackson. Then we had in 1980, Delia Devon Watler. 1981, Donna Marie Myrie. 1982, Maureen Theresa Lewis. Does that name sound familiar?
Oh, yes.
Miss T. Okay.
That's when I took over the pageant.
1982. 1983, we had Miss Effie Ebanks.
From West Bay.
Right. 1984, Thora Ann Crichton.
Yes.
1985, Emily Yvette Hurlston.
From North Side.
1986, Deborah Cridlin. 1987, Desiree Ann Hunter. 1988, Carol Ann Balls. 1989, Tricia Rose Whitaker. 1990, Bethia Christian. 1991, Yvette Peggy Jordison. 1992, Pamela Joanne Ebanks. 1993, Audrey Elizabeth Ebanks. 1994, Anita Lily Bush. 1995, Tasha Ebanks. 1997. So it looked like it was a gap in 1996. We're not sure why. We'll try to find that out. 1997, Cassandra Powell. 1998, Gemma Marie McLaughlin. 1999, Mona Lisa Tatum. 2000, Jacqueline Bush. 2001, Sharon McLean. 2003, Nichelle Antoinette Welcome. 2004, Stacy Ann Rose Kelly. 2006, Ambuya Ruth Ebanks. 2007, Rebecca Parchment. 2008, Nicosia Lawson. 2010, Kristen Alexander. 2011, Lindsay Japal. 2015, Tony Chisholm. 2016, Monique Brooks. 2017, Annika Connolly. 2018, Caitlin Tyson. 2019, Khadija Borden. 2020, Mariah Tibbetts. 2021, Georgia Kerford. And 2022, Tiffany Connolly. So that's the history of the Miss Cayman Islands pageant from 1977 to the current year. So, Doc, you want to share some of those runner-up information, you said?
Yeah, the 1979 one. Let's start with Julian Costa. She was age 20. She was an assistant ad and sales manager. She worked at the Cayman Times. She's 5'8", and she weighed 120 pounds. And her pastime was swimming, reading, and cooking. And then you had Dorothy Rosie Banks. She was 18. She was a PBX operator and a clerk typist with cable and wireless. And she weighed 115 pounds. And her pastime was reading, playing, and clarinet. She played the clarinet. And then you had Jennifer Jackson. She was only age 21 then. She was higher executive officer of the Department of Finance. She was 110 pounds, and her hobbies was tennis, acting, dancing, and singing. And then you had Anne Lawrence. She was a jewelry sales manager at the Treasure Cove, and she was 125 pounds, and she was dancing, collecting Ladro ornaments and jewelry. And then you had Mona Ramjeet, age 19. She was a student at the University of Tampa, and she was 105 pounds. And she, her pastime was horseback riding, bowling, and swimming. And then you had Devon Watler, age 20. She worked for Cocal. She was a flight attendant, and she was 115 pounds too, and her pastimes were dancing, cooking, and swimming. So the ladies those days were quite young. Mm-hmm. They were quite young. The oldest one seems to have been Jennifer Jackson at age 21. The next oldest one was Devon Watler, age 20. And then there was Monica Ramjeet and Anne Lawrence, who were both 19. And then there was Julian DaCosta, 20. And then Dorothy Rose Ebanks was only 18 years old at the time that she was a contestant. So now we know who won the crown that year was Jennifer Jackson.
Yeah.
And I think it was the next year. It was
Devon Watler.
Devon Watler won the next year.
Yes. One of our listeners has shared with us and said, "Good morning. Joy Basdeo, nee Jackson, Ella K. Lockwood, nee Hislop, Harriet Hurlston, nee Lott. Yeah. They were Miss Cayman crowned on Ash Wednesday. Person also says that they believe that Nella Joy, DaCosta, nee Henning. Not sure of the individual years, and I did pick up several in the Tradewinds newspaper as well. As a matter of fact, on the Ash Wednesdays they also had the baby shows and stuff, and it wasn't in those days. It was not unusual. You know, baby shows nowadays, I think they're usually the female. The girl babies as opposed to the boys. But in the 60s, both genders were represented. And we have a high-ranking politician in the Cayman Islands who was in one of those beauty contests. Now, I'm sure that, you know, at his age, he didn't have a determination as any decision making in terms of whether or not he would enter that baby contest. But and I won't call any names to to embarrass anyone. But yes, those Tradewinds newspapers are very revealing. And I want to thank this listener for sharing this additional information with us. Of course, those days in that list that I read out there from their Wikipedia, some of those, the results of some of those beauty pageants, they didn't lack for controversy as well, because there were some persons who were crowned as Miss Cayman, and there were people who were using the argument that, but they weren't born in Cayman. They weren't born here. Mm-hmm. That was their issue. And, that, went on for on several occasions as well. But, they're also controversial. Like I said, we're not going to talk about, what's happening now. So, Doc, we're going to take the commercial break. I want you to find that article about Georgetown Primary School as well, because we have in the past spoken about the history of Georgetown Primary School and how Georgetown Primary School came to be built in the first place, because both schools our schools were on the waterfront, Dobson Hall, and then the other building almost in front, what we used to call the big school, down in front of the Emsley Memorial Church as well. And we knew that the parents in Georgetown had to become active, demonstrated, marched for a school to be built, and we ended up with Georgetown Primary School. But in the late 70s, the Northwestern newspaper carried an article about Georgetown Primary School, and we're going to share that one with our audience as well. So, folks, don't change that dial. We got lots to talk about today, and don't forget, phone lines are open. If you want to call in, and if you have some information that you want to share in terms of what we're talking about, we'll do that as well. We also have a photograph in here because there's a story about education in 1979. Miss Lucille Seymour was the principal of Georgetown Primary at that point in time as well, and there's a photograph of her in
her afro.
Yes, with her afro in the Northwestern newspaper. So, folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
60 I'm bossy with J and money. When I trip it easy, trust me. Yeah. Come on, just send some money. I instant entry. Look how you lucky. Bossy, J and money, bossy. J and money, send you go a yard. Teen, bossy. Jamaica well bossy. 60 I'm bossy. We well proud.
Celebrate Jamaica 60 with J and money for a chance to win a dream vacation for two to Jamaica, including airfare, resort stay, and more. Send money for a chance to win. Your loved ones will also be entered for a chance to win a brand new car. Competition runs from now until December 24th. J and money 60 and bossy enough.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at J and Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Bossy, Jamaica well bossy. 60 and bossy.
No J and bank account required.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamt Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamt Motors, Walkers Road.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
Did you know that our reefs are home to over 45 different kinds of corals and more than 125 different species of fish? But an aggressive coral disease called stony coral tissue loss disease, or Skittle D, is threatening our incredible corals. Come to Coral Fest at the Westin Hotel on Wednesday, August 10th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. to learn what makes corals so important, how the UK overseas territories in the region are protecting them, and what you can do to help. There will be informational booths, games, prizes, and it's free. Coral Fest at the Westin, Wednesday, August 10th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matter. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve MacPhail. I'm sharing articles from the Northwestern magazine and my copies that I am sharing information from. They're courtesy of Miss Sharon e-banks, and I want to thank her for loaning those to me. It certainly helps to make more conversation here on For the Record, but also to be able to impart information to our listening audience, who many are out there eager to hear and to get historical information about the Cayman Islands. Before we go back to Dr. Steve McField, we have two callers on the line, so let's go to the phone lines. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Ossie.
Good morning. How are you?
Not too bad, yourself?
I'm good, thanks.
Is it possible to jump off at a topic a little bit?
Yes, you can. Even though we want to concentrate on this, but if you have something else you want to talk about, not a problem. Go right ahead.
I was trying to get you on Saturday, but I know your topic was your bicycles on Friday. Sorry, but I thought you would have gave us a little bit of time. But your bicycling was, I understand that, because you have a passion that is beyond. But what I wanted to, I just wanted to say, Ossie, it was really sad about the canine dog.
Oh, yes.
And, do you have any idea what a dog like that is valued at?
I know some time ago, and this would have been years ago, you were looking at something in the range of about $15,000, including the training and everything for such a dog. It's probably more than that now.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, yeah. Another a little touchy subject I'd like to touch on, Ossie, but I'm more concerned about it from a safety standpoint than anything else. And I don't know really how to approach it, but I can just be blank about it. There is an addition that was added on to the elected member on Prospect Drive in the back there. There was a big addition that was added on to that house that is being used for the lady, Sabrina. And I've been watching it going on, and I'm pretty sure that no planning approval was given for that addition that was put on the back there.
What makes you so sure of that?
I am pretty positive of that, Ossie, because of my experience in construction. I have to go there and do an inspection for myself to satisfy myself.
Mm-hmm.
And what I see there, it's no way on the face of the earth that anybody from planning could approve something like that. And what I'm really, really worried about, you remember those two buildings that was across in that park that got flattened in it was last year, the 18th of August, when we had that storm?
Which park was that?
Where are the Sancho's houses, right next to Cherries.
Okay.
You know, I mentioned it to you last year sometime when just after it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Those two cabana type sheds they had there, they completely was flattened out. This is a similar type of structure. And what I'm afraid of, I'm not sure whether it's used for training or what it is for. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anybody there yet. I've seen a couple of people there, but I don't know what it is being used for.
Mm-hmm.
But my fear is that if people are there and we have weather like we did, that thing is gonna blow down like just no different from the other ones across the road. And that is my fear, is that somebody is going to get seriously damaged if that thing blows down, because I don't see what is holding it up, because, it's the poorest type of construction, and I've been doing wood work all of my life. And I would like somebody to go by there and look at that and just verify exactly what I am saying regarding the structure that it's got to be at least about 1,200 square feet or more on the back there. I didn't measure it, but that's a guess. So somebody needs to go by there and do an inspection on that and just to verify what I'm saying.
Got you. Okay. Hopefully someone from planning is listening in, and if anyone has any information, certainly please feel free. If you just want to do it anonymously, email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky, or WhatsApp us 925-3261 if you have any information in relation to planning permission as well. I want to thank that caller for that. Let's try to grab the other caller before we go to our headline news at 9 o'clock. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC and Dr. Steve. How are you today?
Good morning. Fine. How are you?
Good. It's very nice today that you've got an important and yet a light topic, so we can discuss something less intense. Now, I don't know. I joined you a little bit late, so I'm not quite sure if you have already covered this aspect. Have you covered the aspects relating to the new Miss Universe and some charges that she's facing?
No, we haven't covered it, and really didn't plan on getting into that part of the discussion. What we were more interested in is sharing historical information about the Miss Cayman pageant, as well. But we leave that for the more sensational radio stations.
I know one was a sensational station. The other one was a regular one, which said something about it. But let me say this: I just think that in terms of trying to help the public understand, okay. Mm-hmm. I think that the committee has not done enough to explain to the public, because much of the talk now has been pretty much, she can't represent us and so on, but why are they allowing her to represent that? And people are discussing this from a moral aspect of it, okay? And I just thought that the committee perhaps might benefit from being encouraged to say what the rules are. In every society there are rules, okay? We know that there is a good behavior requirement or a good character requirement for these ladies who contribute to, who compete in these things. They need to tell the public what is the good character requirement. Give us a screenshot. What does it say? And also, in light of that good character requirement, what are their powers in case somebody is facing those allegations, you see? That way, then, they can guide the public discussion so that rather than perhaps certain things being said, which may be unfair to the young lady on a moral level, but maybe at a legal level, they are well covered. So the purpose of my call is just to say they can do well if they can bring out the rules into the public domain so that people can discuss the legal context of the matter, rather than discuss the morality. Just in closing, the speaker, for example, it was said morally, some people thought he shouldn't be speaker, but there was nothing in the law preventing him from being speaker. Now, I doubt that that's the case with Miss Universe, but I think the discussion needs to go to the rules. What do the rules say? I thank you this morning.
Thank you, Billy. I agree with you with that, and even in employment, there are certain principles that you have to abide by, and there are certain morals and certain character compliances that you have to abide by, and I just do not accept people saying, well, there was no conviction, and it's okay. I think that if you're charged with something, I think that you ought to step back until after the matter is finished to see what's going to happen.
Okay, that's a good point as well. The question that our previous caller had was in relation to the cost. Now, I Googled it, and it's something that says here the price of a fully trained protection dog ranges between $30,000 and $80,000, with the average sale price around $50,000 for a specially trained dog. That's what it says here. Now, it refers to a protection dog, but the police dogs are not really protection dogs. They are trained in certain specialties.
The investigative dogs, working dogs.
To be able to locate, certain things, contraband, ammunition,
drugs, money.
You have cadaver dogs as well, So, but let's put it this way: it isn't cheap. I believe that the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service did put out several statements in that regard. I'll try to find them. If I do find them, I will share them as well. Folks, top of the hour, headline news at 9 o'clock. When we return, if we have no callers, we're going back to the Northwestern News magazine, and we're going to be talking about Georgetown Primary School in 1979. So please stay tuned.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
The House Speaker publicly congratulates Dr. Terrence Drew in a written letter on his victory in St. Kitts and Nevis, becoming the island's fourth prime minister. The Honorable Makiba Bush says it's a, quote, clear indication that the people have bestowed their trust in him after his Labour Party won 6 of the 11 contested seats on the Twin Island Federation. Russian shelling in central Ukraine overnight has killed at least 16 people, according to Ukrainian officials. The governor of the region says 13 people were killed in 2 cities. In the meantime, the United States says it will provide $89 million to Ukraine for removing landmines put in place by Russian forces. It comes as Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin repeats the U.S.'s commitment to support Ukraine while on a visit to Latvia. The war in Ukraine, according to President Volodymyr Zelensky, began with Crimea and must end with its liberation. He was speaking after a string of explosions hit a Russian airbase in Crimea, killing 1 person. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Dr. Steve has stepped out of the studio for a minute. He'll be back. Meantime, we do have a caller, so let's go straight to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Blessings. I'm calling in regard to the contractor that was just speaking about the constituency office in Prospect.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just want to voice my opinion because these kids benefit so much from that little camp.
Yes.
It was 3 free meals per day. No cost to the parents. We took the kids. They had such a wonderful time. What we need here in Cayman is unity. That building is a structure that can be removed again.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a permanent structure. It was done in the name of the children. Summers are a hard time for parents. Parents sometimes don't know where to take the kids, and the camps have become so expensive to parents that we thought the kids should not be left home alone. I am sure that the parents would agree that it was a fantastic opportunity for them. When it was about to end, no parent wanted it to end because they said the kids enjoyed it so much. The kids couldn't sleep at night. They wanted to get up to go to the camp in the morning. Even though it was free, we went out and we gave them the same opportunities as the camps that were being paid for. Now, I don't see where this is such of importance. What is it more important? Do we want our youths on the street hanging out when their parents is gone and the poor parents is out there trying to hustle a dollar? because they need to go to work because they got to pay CUC, rent, or mortgage, or gas.
Yeah. Caller, I'd like to make it clear that the caller wasn't questioning the viability of the program or the need for the program itself. He was talking about the structure. The question was whether or not it had planning permission, and I think his concern had to do with whether or not it was a permanent structure and safe. Now, you have clarified the point that it's only temporary. It's not meant to be there. But and I don't mind you talking, about the positivity of the program, because it's good to hear you talk about what's so positive about it, and I want you to continue to talk about that. I just want to clarify that he wasn't questioning the program itself; it was just the structure.
So why, how he was so concerned? Why didn't he come over to test it or offered? Yeah, offered. This is it. Everybody knows how to tear down, but since he was so interested and so, what should I say, concerned that the structure was what it should be, why didn't he come over and offer or ask?
Good point. Good point.
Yeah. Why he had to take to your show? He could come over. There's nobody over there going to bully him, I'm sure. I'm positive, and would be glad for his input, because that's what it's all about, growing Cayman together. And I think this is where we need to stop doing that. If you see something you think it's wrong, it's okay to come over and say, can I assist you because I'm a contractor and so forth, And then there we go from there. Now, I could hear him coming on your show after and saying, well, Uzi, I went over there, Mr. Uzi, and I tried to help them or ask them about the structure, if it's safe, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and they told me to mind my own business or something, right? Yeah, a different story.
Exactly. My point. Why do we have to go always on the talk show to do these things that is beneficial to our country, our kids especially, right? The MP thought nothing for no one else but these kids. She's so into these kids that is her determination to make it a safer place for these kids and to help these kids in whatever way that she can. And I think that is something good, because it's been lacking for years. Uzi, I'm here, and I know what it is when summer comes for my kids, right? And that's an opportunity and a good one. And like I said, we don't have a problem. I'm sure nobody would have a problem. I'm sure Ms. Turner would not have a problem if he came in and gave his 2 cents. But nobody came. Nobody said anything. But now that it's over, what is it for? And you could still come by and say, can I see the structure, because I'm a little concerned and so forth. And as far as I know, planning gives a certain percentage of what the houses that you could put on. So, and that wouldn't be over the percentage the house, because it's a huge house.
Yeah, and knowing the minister, I would say that she would want to ensure that every I is dotted and every T crossed as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ms. Uzi, this is my point. And we need to stop it. We're too small for the bickering. Oh, my God, we're too small. Come and unite together.
Yep.
Come out. Join. I don't care if it's North Side, East End. And that was the next thing. The kids were from every district, Mr. Uzi. It was no Des Prospect. The kids came from West Bay, East End, Bordentown, Georgetown, Savannah, Red Bay. So it wasn't, and this is what the minister said she wants to do. It's not just about her area. Yes, she's interested in her area because that's where she runs, but she's also interested in the kids of the Cayman Islands.
Okay.
This is what we need, Mr. Uzi. We need this. We need it. Times is rough for parents and for people in general.
Yep.
So come on in. If somebody have an idea, I'm sure the minister would appreciate them coming in. I am sure she would say, come in with open arms. Help me. That's all I'm asking. Help.
Yes.
Tell me if something is wrong, if I'm doing something. And that's my 2 cents today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And what you're saying, absolutely right. Rather than tearing down, we really should be, building up as well. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good. I got a positive sad note to bring up, but to the last caller, she mentioned about planning or whatever, giving additional or to add on or whatever on your building percentage wise.
Yeah.
That was thrown out the window a long time ago now.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know because a lot of people are still under the impression that they can do that.
Yes. There's no more, you would say, give way on any addition to any property or any building. It used to be, I think it was 10%
Yes.
of your structure. That has gone a long time now. I can say because I used to work at planning.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
Yep. On a positive side note, today we have an icon at Cayman Airways that is retiring, the cabin crew. As Rose, she was known as Rose Ebank, which is Rose Gadsby now. That's also the Deputy Premier's
sister-in-law. Yeah.
Yeah. So Rose is retiring. Today, this morning is our last flight, to be honest.
Yeah, she was always a pleasant person to fly in Cayman Airways with. Always so pleasant. I mean, they all are extremely pleasant, But she was as well.
She went. In my opinion, she went the extra mile to make you feel welcome and happy. I've known. I mean, I've flown from from January to December, and every occasion, she was always there to either sing the song, like if it's an occasion like Christmas, she would sing the song, and then the New Year she would do the same. It was just a pleasure flying with her. So I want to be the first to wish her all the success in her retirement.
Thank you very much for that. And we here at Radio Cayman, we do the same as well. I want to thank that caller. Any other caller, Miss Susan? Okay, so we have no callers. What I'm going to do, there's an article in the Cayman News Service on the Cayman News Service website, Ombudsman supervising Department of Agriculture probe into canine's death, and there's a part in here. It says the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service is aware of the public commentary regarding the death of police canine Baron. The matter has been referred to the Department of Agriculture's Animal Welfare and Control Unit for independent investigation. Following the investigation, a file will be submitted to the Director of Public Prosecutions. As this is an active investigation, no further comment will be made on the matter at this time. And that was a statement attributed to the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service on that. So the status of it is that the Ombudsman Office, the Office of the Ombudsman, is supervising the Department of Agriculture's probe into the death of it as well. You said we have a caller that has joined us. Let's grab the caller, and then when we return from our next commercial break, we'll go back to Dr. Steve McField. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine. My big day going to be Friday, but I'll call you.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll remember to wish you a happy birthday as well, and we would ask your age.
I could be 86. No, the opposite. I'm afraid 68.
Okay.
Thank God for space. But what I call to say is that, yes, I agree with that call about, but I still call her Roseville. Her and her sister Andrea and Laura, they're the ambassadors of that Cayman Airways flight attendant thing, yes, and I can miss her greatly because she's always there to put her hand out for you. Don't care what was clean or dirty, and her sister also, Andrea. And but then one next little question I want ask, I understand, and we're talking about this planning thing. Okay, I have a little house that's been in my yard for donkey years, but it's rotten, and I need to get that repaired. Just knock it down and build the same thing back on the same spot it was. Do I have to go to planning for that?
That's a good question. And hopefully our planning expert, if someone from planning department is listening in, please...
That's been a long time. That's been true from 1985.
So that's an existing structure that is there already.
Yes, it needs repair because of all of the texture, which was strong. I will never carry that. My poor brother that have a year, the 16th this month, built that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was supposed to have rebuilt it, but it never happened. But I have to get somebody because it's a storage.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see why I should have to go and get no permission for that, because that's not something.
And your intention is to demolish it and rebuild it?
And rebuild it, yes. Or if I do rebuild it, get one of those little ones from A.L. Thompson and put in the same spot.
Okay, hopefully someone is listening. What I'll try to do is to see what I can find on their website in relation to that as well. If anyone from planning is listening in, send us an email or a WhatsApp. The email is...
One little more thing I understood that about what a guy was saying about the thing that was built on the health minister headquarters down there. Yes, I see that, but I understood that was only temporary for the Vacation Bible School. That wasn't a permanent thing. That's what I understand. I don't know if it's right, but that's what I heard. And you can't go by hearsay. But like I say, I didn't make it. I heard it from somebody. So I don't know if it's true.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. And we're going to give you a big shout out on Friday morning, God's willing. Take care.
And
please stay safe.
It's 1 million birthdays and my aunt's birthday is today. My mother, only sister in Tampa, she's 90 today.
Wow.
Yep.
We want to wish her a happy birthday as well. 90 good years.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, if there are no calls, we're going to go over to Dr. Steve McField. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
Hi, I'm remodeling our bathroom. I have a few questions.
Sure.
What are some ideas to make my bathroom feel larger? How do I know if I'm picking the right vanity? How do I choose a new toilet or a new countertop? Also, the lighting is terrible. Can I put a window or a skylight? And do I really need an exhaust fan?
You've come to the right place. At Brand Source, we custom design kitchen and baths, and our talented design team can help answer your questions. Whether you're looking for a modern, functional family bathroom or a luxurious personal retreat, we'll help create that beautiful space that makes your home yours. And if you're in a rush for a new look and have a limited budget, our ready-to-install bathroom vanities, built with solid wood and countertops of the finest materials, are a quick and easy remodeling solution.
For the very best in custom-designed kitchens and baths, visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, K-Man's Kitchen and Bath Center.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Radio Cayman News.
Investigations are underway this morning after a deadly crash in central Georgetown.
Blaze was called in at 3:33 a.m. at a location on Ellery Marin Drive this morning.
No word yet on the cause of Monday's power outage, affecting several thousand customers in Georgetown.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orit Connor, continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Dr. Steve Macfield. So, Doc, let's see if we can share some information about Georgetown Primary School in 1979 and the Northwester's article in relation to it. Tell us what the caption at the top, what that says as well.
Now, this article was written by who I believe was Cayman's best journalist, Dr. Mayor Lawrence.
Oh, yes.
Madam Speaker.
Yes.
This was her. I think she's the best journalist that Cayman ever produced. And this article was written by her, and it says, neglected by government and community. Georgetown Primary, the poor cousin school. And it says, it was a very special day at the Georgetown Primary School as 410 excited youngsters awaited the arrival of parents and friends for their annual open day. Classrooms were well decorated with assorted arts and crafts, all bearing the stamp of little fingers striving hard to manipulate unfamiliar material into desired shapes and patterns. With faces well scrubbed, uniforms crisp and clean, and smiles polished to diamond brilliance, the children waited. It was a big, big day in the life of the school. But a trickle of parents who took time out of their day to turn up, not to mention the absence of friends to admire the handiwork, must have been disappointing for these youngsters and their teachers who had worked so hard for this special occasion. Except for the fact that teachers had arranged an in-school visitation program which took each class on a tour of the school. Traffic on the compound that day was not too different from other school days. Perhaps this was one of the reasons that the Georgetown School still retains its poor cousin status, neglected by the people of its own district. Most Georgetowners don't know where the school is, and certainly have never been to visit it, said Miss Lucille Seymour, its principal, since January this year, and I tend to agree with that statement. In practically every other district, the government primary school is the only school, and that's more likely to receive the vital support of the majority of its residents. Georgetown Primary, however, has over the years shared this spot with the private schools and the high schools, and now there is to be the middle school. 2. Attendance of children from outlying districts in those institutions also helps to publicize their activities and focus public attention on their needs. Yet the Georgetown Primary is the target of the government's primary school and in enrollment second only to the high school in the entire education system, public and private, in the islands. Its teaching staff of 16 this year, and including the principal whose primary task is administration, a special reading teacher who works with problem readers, and the teachers of the deaf unit, which is sited on the same compound. That's regular classrooms, teaching staff, total 13, or one teacher per 32 students, the highest ratio on the island. Yet in September, the school will supply the high school with 79 students, of approximately 1/3 of its Form 1 estimate make. Another 6 or 7 will be transferred to the new middle school, again amongst 1/3 and the estimated intake in the first year there. Intake in the 5-year-old age group of Georgetown Primary in September is expected to touch 70, keeping its enrollment up to approximately 340 for the new school year. Its staff is, however, being reduced by 2, leaving a total of 14, including the principal, the special teacher for the deaf unit, and the special reading teacher. With 11 regular classroom teachers for 340 students, the ratio of teachers per student will still be 1 teacher per 31 students. Removal of the 67 students who would have made up the primary class for September was one of the reasons offered to the establishment of the new middle school, presently receiving government's full attention both administratively and financially, to the exclusion of the problems and needs elsewhere in the system. Its effects on the present secondary system is yet to be determined. The only way this school could have had a positive effect on Georgetown primary would have been if the staff size had remained the same, while the student population was reduced, thus effectively reducing the student-teacher ratio. There is no sign yet that this is to happen. It is no shame to admit that the 410 students in this school and had more strikes against them before they entered this classroom than any other group of primary schools in the district. What is a shame is that year to year, governing and community have been guilty of gross negligence in their attitude and attention given to this important unit of the island's education system. There was much flapping of wings over the addition of a new classrooms on the compound last September. Yet 10 months later, that same classroom still consists of 4 bare walls, some desks, and a blackboard. It seems as if government ran out of money before the other basic furnishings could be provided. There is no display board where children can put up their bits and pieces weekly, no storage cupboards, no working surface except the small space afforded the individual child by the miniature desk. But this classroom is well off compared to the others. The classroom space allotted to primary 1A and B is separated by a small blackboard. Other classroom spaces, small in many cases, offer hardly sufficient space for 20 children, yet are crammed with 30 plus. Dingy, depressing, poorly lit, some with a bare light bulb screwed into the ceiling, and hot. The classrooms are a disgrace to the country's education system and an indictment against anyone who boasts of its affluence. The only 2 areas on the entire compound which meet some semblance of standards are the deaf unit and the special reading classroom. To quote one frustrated teacher, in college we learn a lot of fine theory, but putting it into practice here is far from easy. We need more equipment in whatever form or shape. If class sizes are not reduced next year, I fail to see how many great changes can be effected. They have some great students in this school, but with so many in one class and so many of that number needing special attention, no one is getting a fair opportunity to realize his full potential. Mm-hmm. Volunteer help from the community of paraprofessionals to assist the trained staff would go a long way, but I don't know if the department endorses that. To gain professional satisfaction from a project, we often have to spend our own money for materials to carry it out. It's either to do that or forget about the idea completely and live with the thought that we've neglected a very important area of teaching. As a school, we need more attention. One does not have to spend months assessing the situation to agree that a statement will be forthcoming. That remains to be seen. Right now, thousands of dollars are being paid out by government to contractors to work long overtime hours to complete the classrooms for the new middle school, and not mention the concerted efforts of Public Works on that project as well. Will there be any time left to give the Georgetown Primary a bit of attention in the weeks of the summer holidays ahead? Or will the story follow the same pattern of previous years? Oh, we did intend, but we ran out of funds. Even more important than the facelift, however, to the concentrated administrative and community attention the school must have to progress. There is nothing quite so demoralizing for a school than to draw a blank reaction to its own efforts to improve the situation. A few vocal, trouble-stirring parents, of course, could work wonders, but can we use the absence of these to justify the continued neglect that we care enough now to give these youngsters the chance they deserve? Or are we prepared to face the consequences of our neglect in their future? 2 small plaques adorning the walls of the principal's office sum it up all up very neatly. One proclaims, "Children are our richest resources." The other reminds us that the mind is a terrible thing to waste. We are fond of quoting the former, but all too often turn our backs on the harsh truth of the latter. Will Georgetown Primary progress? The children and teachers are doing their part. The ball is in our court.
Is in our court. Okay. All right, Doc. I want to thank you. Very much.
So it seems to me that very little has changed.
Yep.
Except now we have buildings. We have fancy buildings now, but the education system seems to remain the same.
And the Georgetown Primary is still patchwork. Still patchwork going on there, rather.
Yes.
And of course, there were plans to build a new school
Yes.
further into Rockhold, but
Yes, that
never happened as well. Folks, we do have a caller on hold. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, we will take the caller. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
JN Money touchdown. Send the money now. Reach wow. You say you need some money. JN Money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash, or use your money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN Money, we are pick, yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
The Department of Environmental Health would like to advise Cayman Brac residents that due to elevated seasonal temperatures, garbage collection services will now start at 4 a.m. during July and August. To avoid missed collections, please place your garbage in the enclosure a night before your scheduled pickup. For more information, contact the DEH office in Cayman Brac at 948-2321.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're going straight to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hello.
Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C., my brother. How are you?
I am fine. I'm fine, my friend. How are you? How are things over in the Better Island?
Oh, man, thank God for another beautiful day in paradise, old buddy.
Excellent, excellent.
Good morning, Dr. Steve.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm great and good to go, man. Not as good as you, though.
But I haven't heard since I haven't heard you for years now, and I was inquiring about you a few days ago, and they were telling me that you were still hopping strong, and that you have a new song, couple of new songs out now, new record.
Well, I'm not really in the record business so much now. I'm in the writing business.
Okay.
Did you get your copy?
No, I haven't gotten my copy yet.
You'll get it today.
Okay, O.C., I sent 4 for you.
Right, right.
1 for you, signed, name on it. 1 for Dr. Steve, and 1 for Dr. Roy.
Okay.
And the other one, O.C., you had some people on a couple of weeks ago looking for local authors. That's really why I sent it. So you could give that other copy to whoever the persons were, see what they all have to say. And I'd like your opinion. You can give me a call anytime. Let me know what you think about it. You think if I could go back and write some more. I had some good feedback from it. You know, a friend of mine that had 100 copies printed up and sent down to me. Yeah, I loved it so much. And he decided to do that. And I said, wow, you really think so? My granddaughter said that, oh, Father, you're just as good as Hemingway, you know. So that gave me a lot of thrill and stuff like that. So I want you to go ahead and, when you get the chance, read through it, you know, sit down and go through it and let me know what you think.
Sure, yeah, and we'll share some of it on here on For the Record as well, yeah.
Yeah, but speaking of that, you know, you guys owe me a visit from a long time, you know. So you and Dr. Steve, Dr. Roy, and Teresa. Remember, Aunt Gilbert had promised to come up, you know, for years, you know. Organize some little thing, man. We need you, bless us up there, you know.
Yeah, we need a broadcast from there one of these days.
Yeah, we need to do one week broadcast from their back, or one day, or 1 week.
Yeah, man. Well, whatever, that'd be great. And don't worry about the riding, you know, best place in the world to practice your riding is to come back. We got plenty of hills, ups and downs and stuff like that you don't have in Cayman. And we also, now that we're getting up in age, I also got some electric bicycles that'll help you along too. You know, when I listen to you all the time, O.C.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know, I don't want to call in because I just get angry. It seems like the more we beat up our gums, the less attention are paid to us.
Well, sometimes, but sometimes we get people's ear on here as well.
So we'll have no contact with the government. And don't seem like any one of them want to live up to it. Now, believe me or not, without that, district council is like what the old folks used to talk about, chicken with the head cut off. You know, I'm just trying to run a new vehicle that's been improved to the point to where it has command center inside to tell you we're going wrong. And until we get that kind of thing in place, boy, we're gonna still be beating up our gums, not getting much places, you know. Anyway, I'm so glad to be able to call in. Yes, I'm still alive and kicking. And I look forward to hearing more from you.
Certainly,
okay,
you will
Percy.
do. And thanks for sharing your writings. And now that I know who they're intended for, we'll ensure that everyone gets a copy, as well.
Thank you so much, my brother.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You take care.
Thank you too, Mr. Percy.
Any other callers on hold, Miss Susan? No callers on hold. Doc, can we find that article about Mr. Ezard Miller and his departure from government as well? If we can find. Meanwhile, we still.
Yes.
Okay.
This article is mainly about people. That's when you want it?
Yeah.
It says, though somewhat different from dispensing medication, as manager of the cinema, he will presumably be in charge of dispensing more pleasurable...
But is that where the article starts? Or?
Yeah. More pleasurable affair.
And does it have a photograph of him as well? On there? Okay.
Whether or not we shall see Ezzard in a political role in the future is a matter of topical conjecture.
Mm-hmm.
Mention of Mr. Whalen, the efficient young American who played, chief.
Okay.
Ezzard's departure from government
right.
service followed briefly after that of Dr. Frank McPhail, Social Development Officer with the National Council of Social Services for 2 years. After some months of running dispute with the Health, Education and Social Services portfolio, it was announced that he had been dismissed by the Public Service Commission for breach of public service regulations. His contention was that the secondment to the NCSS meant that he was not subject to the regulations, but the ruling went against him. Again, it seems a pity that a well-qualified young Caymanian service are lost to government. And again, there is a conjecture to the likelihood of Frank seeking a political role in the future. And then there's this pitch photograph of Ezzard, slim, trim Ezzard, and slim and trim Dr. Frank.
Can you hold that up for the camera? I think
Yes.
Susan can zoom in on it if you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Of the camera, slim and trim, in 1979, and it says Ezzard and Frank McPhail, two young Caymanians, no longer in government service. So there was a departure of those two in the government service at the time, and they were wondering whether Ezzard would go into politics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ezzard did go into politics and did go back into government service as a minister. And so did Frank. Both of them went back into government service as ministers, as MLAs, and as ministers.
Okay, Ms. Susan, if we don't have any callers on hold, we can take the break early because I want to prepare at least one more article as well. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
Did you know that our reefs are home to over 45 different kinds of corals and more than 125 different species of fish? But an aggressive coral disease called stony coral tissue loss disease, or Skittle-D, is threatening our incredible corals. Come to Coral Fest at the Westin Hotel on Wednesday, August 10th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. to learn what makes corals so important, how the UK overseas territories in the region are protecting them, and what you can do to help. There will be informational booths, games, prizes, and it's free. Coral Fest at the Westin, Wednesday, August 10th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Ort Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. My pleasure to have in the studio with me Dr. Steve McPhail. I'm going to shift gears a little bit and share an article with you that was written by Dr. Curtis Barnett. He was just Curtis Barnett then, but we know he's Dr. Curtis Barnett now. This article was written for the Northwestern newspaper, August of 1979, and a magazine in those days. The price of it was $1.50, as well. And you know about the controversy when it was pulled from all of Cayman Airways planes. With the controversy with the late Jim Borden, our national hero at the time as well, and much was written in the Northwestern newspaper about that. But this article, written by Curtis Barnett, West Bay-born graduates top honors in New York. And it talks about it. It has a photograph of Dwight Powery in his graduation dress, and another photograph of his elder brother, Caldron Powery, as well. So the article talks about the fact that it was Wednesday morning, 27th of June, 1979. The academic year in the New York City public schools was finally coming to a close, and Evander Charles High School in the Bronx was holding its graduation exercises. Stepping out at the head of the class, 1979, was a young Caymanian, Dwight Powery. Since he was the highest ranking student in scholastic achievement, Dwight was chosen to deliver the farewell or valedictory address, as he addressed himself directly to the United States Congressman Peter Prizer and other guests, the faculty, and to his fellow graduates. Dwight began by expressing his gratitude or his gratefulness for the honor given him, and by underscoring the unforgettable day of graduation. To him, graduation is a phenomenon that will lead to many grand experiences. It was also a commencement for some in the job market, for others of service in the armed forces, and for yet others of university education. Whatever the paths taken, the responsibility and that of his fellow graduates, Dwight emphasized, was to build character and increase our knowledge and understanding for the making of a better world. As far as his title, Keep Going Forward, Dwight went on to underline the need for generous, wise, consistent, and faithful service, as if providing some of the elements of his own formula of success. He referred to the challenge of the future by stressing personal preparation, which can be done by taking advantage of our opportunities and striving for a goal of perfection. The Caymanian-born graduate paid tribute to his parents and teachers for their guidance, knowledge, and support. Then finally he turned his attention to his fellow graduates and nudged them to keep going forward. Let's go on, he said. Let us continue on. This occasion was the zenith of Dwight Powery's scholastic attainment. But on his way to reaching it, he had climbed to many a summit, and in the end proved to be one of the most meritorious and well-rounded of scholars. For 3 years, he had been one of the outstanding members of the school's track team, and he has 10 medals and 4 trophies to prove that. During the school years, he learned to play alto and tenor saxophone, and he was a member of his high school band. I'm going to just pause there for a second and say one of the things that U.S. schools are famous for is getting into music and
marching bands,
instruments and stuff like that. Yes, yeah. Many awards. Dwight's scholastic achievement. He achieved an average of 94.6% combined with the athletic and other attainments earned him many awards and scholarships. For higher achievement in scholarship, he was granted the Gilbert S. Blakeney from the Governor's Committee on Scholarship Achievement. Because of his outstanding record in English, he gained the Ruth M. Leviton Memorial Award for Sustained Excellence in English, in English Studies, for 4 years. For his standing in the area of athletics, he was awarded the Physical Education Alliance Award. Academically, Dwight's main area of interest is in mathematics and science. He was cited for being the most creative mathematician. From the Society of Women Engineers, he was given a certificate with high honors from the Association of Teachers of Mathematics of New York. He was granted another honor certificate. The Chemistry Teachers Club of New York gave him a certificate for his scholastic work in the area of science, and he was placed on the Chancellor's roll for the honors citation. Not all of Dwight Powery's awards were in the form of plaudits and certificates. Some were also money in the form of scholarships, among which was the college scholarship given him by the United Federation of Teachers. In all, Dwight earned over $5,000 in scholarships per year. He plans to attend Columbia University, where he intends to study computer science and mathematics. The son of Reverend Willie Byron Powery, seated northwest of September of 1975. Dwight was born in Grand Cayman before the family moved to New York City. So was older brother Caldron. The latter, who graduated in 1978, is pursuing a career in accounting and perhaps biblical studies later. In high school, he was elected to Arista, the National Honor Society. Caldron has completed 1 year of studies at King's College. Brother Byron, as he is remembered in his native West Bay, that was a typo there, left Cayman for New York in 1964. He and his wife and sister, Martin and Lemmy Ebanks of West Bay, have 4 sons and 1 daughter. So that's the story of Dwight Powery in New York, and his brother Caldron as well. Ms. Susan, I believe you were indicating we do have a caller. Let's see if we can grab the callers before our closing comments as well. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hi, good morning again, O.C.
Good morning.
I forgot to say good morning to Dr. Steve McField this morning.
Good morning.
But O.C., I called about that building. I didn't mean to get in a bother or give anybody case. My main concern of calling in there was because I was very concerned about the safetiness of the structure. That's all it was all about.
But the point that the caller made was, and we understand why you call, but the caller's point was that if there was such a concern, why wait and call about it rather than going there while the construction is taking place and give some input in terms of your concerns and maybe some directions in how it could be improved upon?
Well, O.C., whoever was building that didn't know what they're doing. Should they be doing it to start?
That still doesn't solve the problem.
It doesn't.
If we see something going wrong and we know that it has the potential to cause damage or injury, the question is, should we intervene at that point in time, despite the fact that the person doing, whether or not the person's doing it, whether or not they know how to do it correctly? If we know how to do it correctly, shouldn't we be offering our input?
Well, see, certain things on this island that certain people does, right? They are professionals until it comes to brass tacks. They don't know what they're doing, right? Had I been asked or had I been notified or something like that, yes, but I brought it to your attention because of my concern. And I don't interfere in other people's business when I see certain people in this island doing certain things. Because the first thing you go to, they go and stop to do this thing. So I choose not to get involved in it because I've been in situations like that before and I'm not doing it again. Okay. That's why I brought it to your attention. And, if I like I said, I'm sorry to I didn't hear it, right?
You're breaking up. You're breaking up. Sorry.
I didn't hear it. Oh, see, I was told that, a lady came on and was saying that,
Yes, she did. Yeah, we covered that.
I missed that part of it. So I just wanted to make this straight. I didn't want to offend anybody, but, I know what construction is all about in this country, and you don't get involved in other people's business, what they're doing, because they know what they're doing, even though they don't, right? So that was all it was all about,
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Thanks for that explanation as well. Doc, we have about 6 minutes left. Viewpoint. Just want to quickly mention also that in 1979, we also had the Miss Teen Georgetown as well, and it looks like Judy Ruddy, who was 17 at the time, the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Burns Ruddy of Frank Sound, captured the hearts of spectators and judges at the and that was the second annual Miss Teen Cayman Islands contest as well. And some of the other persons that we had there, Robin MacArthur, Juliet Holness, Kim Carby, Benita Douglas, and the judging panel, we had Eldon Whitaker, Altie Thompson, Harriet Lott, Charmaine Percy, Angela Ebanks, Ed Solomon as well was on that. So over to you, Doc, for some closing comments.
Well, what I want to say is the ordinary poor Caymanians have no power. They cannot do anything, and they simply follow what they are told. They cannot provide for their own economic security, and even senior citizens who dedicated their productive years to Cayman are cast aside. They have to pay their way just like every other persons. They are living in the last stages of their lives within indignity. The pittance of pensions they receive, if any at all, is not even enough to keep them healthy for a month. And what is so disgraceful, they become invisible in their years, and they become disgraceful. They become invisible, and their years of acquired wisdom is ignored by their own people or ridiculed by the millionaire developers. So on top of all this, the decline in our education system has resulted in an economically crippled generation that are bundled into a welfare safety net to obscure their fall into social chaos. And so the so-called economic boom does not positively affect them because lack of a good prepared education results in lack of good economic opportunity. So they are forced to compete for a mere $65 per hour job, along with the imported slave labor. And they turn to crime and that is their only choice. The government has to immediately put in place a plan to educate our young people to develop their talents required to drive the economy, and how capable to help the. I just wrote this out to help us tackle the greatest challenge of our times. One of those challenges are climate change. And then talking about the new development in the city. My study has suggested that cities are those with excellent connectedness, with large numbers of opportunities, spawning for face-to-face physical interactions between its inhabitants that yield massive benefits. And what about the unique districts? It's not about towers and high-risers. It is about engagement. And the first thing in creating a city is to talk to the people who will live in this city, getting the plan right from the first time. You cannot just pay over the lower income neighborhoods, use them for parking lots, and green up the high income neighborhoods with false solutions from another place, another city, another culture, another country, because you will fail.
Okay, Dr. Curtis Barnett has shared something with us as well. To close this off, he says that Dwight Powery went on to graduate from University, Columbia, which is where Dr. Barnett got his PhD as well. He says that Dwight then went on to Silicon Valley to work for Hewlett-Packard Computers, HP Computers, where he eventually became a manager. No less interesting is the careers of his other siblings as well. And Dr. Barnett, if you have more, please share those with us as well, because we really, really have to continue to promote our own here. Folks, I want to thank you for. First of all, I want to thank Dr. Steve McField. Then I want to thank all of our listeners, those who participated and those who just chose to listen as well. I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are brothers and our sisters keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to Word of Charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Banks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And JN Money. From abroad to yard. Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Radio Cayman. The voice. The heart. The soul.